Hey everyone, it's Dr. Stacey Naito, and today I wanted to show off a plant which I refer to as Rapunzel, and for good reason. So I'll tell you a little bit about the plant. So I purchased this plant in late June of last year. It is a Senecio radicans, also known as a string of bananas. When I first got it, it was struggling, and I was actually worried that it was going to die. I really thought it was going to die. It just wasn't looking good. And then the top kind of, there was some balding, even though I was giving it top light. So I just thought, okay, it's a goner. And then after about a month and a half, 2 months, actually maybe even longer, it might have taken like three months or so, it just started to turn the corner. And so I'm going to come at you again and show you this incredibly impressive plant. Okay, so this is my Senecio radicans that I thought was going to die, but clearly it has not. So the longest stem here measures 48 inches. It's ridiculous. And I know it looks a little sparse, it looks a little silly, but honestly, compared to what it was, like I'm so happy with it because it has just grown and grown and grown. And like you can kind of just see, I mean, it's relatively healthy. It gets a lot of light right by this window. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to get back in front of the camera and tell you a little bit more about my experiences with Senecio radicans. So I just showed you Rapunzel, and obviously Rapunzel's been fine, but I actually got 3 other Senecio radicans, actually four others. All 4 of the other ones died. They basically did the same thing that Rapunzel had done, where they just started to take a turn for the worse. And unlike Rapunzel, all of those just continued to decline, and so I just said, forget it, I don't want to deal with this, and so I put them in the trash can, you know how we kind of will do that, those of us who have tons and tons of plants. I mean, yes, I still have tons of plants. I've got 139 plants, so yeah, I'm still collecting them, obviously, but I don't have time to fuss with a plant that's not gonna give me any joy and is obviously doing miserably. So yeah, as far as my take on Senecio radicans, actually Senecios in general, I'm not one of those people who does really well with them. I do have a Senecio harianus, which is a string of watermelons, which is doing amazingly well, but I actually had 2 of the Senecio harianus, and one just completely died. It didn't do well from like day 1. I've had fish hooks that died. I've had bananas, string of tears, string of pearls, and they all just declined. But Rapunzel has been amazing, and like I said, my string of watermelons that's in a little watermelon planter, that one's also doing really well too. So for those of you who have maybe been told that Senecios are really easy to care for, they are not easy to care for. That has not been my experience. Yes, they are succulents, but they really are kind of fussy. So they want a certain amount of light, but then if they don't want too much light. The watering can be kind of tricky. I've actually played around with bottom watering. I know that Rapunzel likes to be watered, like in the summer, she likes to be watered like every 2 weeks. And then in the winter time, we're talking about maybe every 3.5 to 4 weeks. So I just make sure she gets a lot of sunlight, and then I top water her. So I don't do the bottom watering. That plant just didn't seem to like it, so I stayed with the top watering, and you saw the result. So So thank you so much for listening and watching. I really appreciate all of you, and I hope you hit that subscribe button. Thanks again. Bye.